Hello everyone, Gadget Girl Kylie here, and welcome back to another gameplay video of Sword Art Online RE Hollow Fragment on the Sony PlayStation 4. Don't forget guys, I have done a complete Let's Play walkthrough of Hollow Fragment on the PlayStation Vita and also Sword Art Online Lost Song as well, so links to those playlists are in the video description. So, what are we going to do on this gameplay video? Well, I'm going to do a little tour of town, basically, and explain a few things. As you can see, I've teamed up with Asana. Now, how you team up with someone is if you see somebody walking around town, all you need to do is go over to them and press circle to begin a conversation, and then select Form Party. If I were to form a party now, Asana would say she's leaving, and obviously I would switch to Straya being my partner, so I'm not going to do that because I want to keep Asana for now. So, something else I want to talk about guys is affinity with the females, because there are actually some trophies corresponding to female affinity. So, if I just go over to the trophy list and scroll down. So there we go, reach maximum affinity with Asana, and I'm going to tell you what that means, but there's one for each female: Asana, Silica, Lizbeth, Leafa, Shinon, Philia, and then a trophy for all heroines as well. So if I just return back to the game, if I speak with Asana now, what you want to do is you want to go to character information, view character information, and you can check their affinity. So on the right hand side of the screen, on player data, you can see at the bottom in the right hand corner it says 3rd rank, and it's got affinity next to it. So maximum level for each female is level 5, and you may be wondering, well, how the heck do I increase that? There's a few ways of doing it guys. Simply teaming up with your selected female and taking her through floor clearing, leveling her up, and spending a lot of time with her in general will increase that over time, but it is quite slow doing it that way. Also, you can give them gifts in the form of weapons, armor, and various different foods you can buy around town. But the quickest way of leveling it up, and it doesn't actually take that long to do, is by chatting with them. And there's a few different locations that I find to be best for doing this. Now, one of them is here. You can go on any bench and just simply take a seat. So just press X on the bench and your lady friend will sit down. And when you see a yellow speech bubble, press circle to start a conversation, and you've got to react in the right way to fill up that happiness bar. And you've got to get it to max, and it will make her rank up basically. I'm not going to demonstrate it now because I have demonstrated it a lot in previous videos anyway. And what it will do is it will increase her mood, and she'll have various different levels of mood. And once you've reached a certain level, you can actually take her to the bedroom and have a bed scene. So if you want to know full details about that, then check out a link in the video description on how to communicate with the female and raise their affection and get those bed scenes. I'm not going to go into detail on this video because I've done it loads of times and done videos about it previously. So let's go over here and take a look at this stone in the middle. So this is what you want to interact with if you wish to go to the hollow area. You can also use teleport gate. Now there's no other places that have opened up for me because obviously I've not unlocked any more floors yet, but as you clear floors you will be able to teleport to all of the floors you've unlocked, and on each floor there are shops that you can buy weapons, potions and armors from. However, this is the only floor, so Arc Sofia, that you can actually physically walk around on, so that's a bit of a shame, but still, it's a nice touch that you can get various different pieces of equipment from different floors. Also here you can send items to storage and sort out your inventory. You can also do this back in A guilds, which I'll show you pretty soon. So if I were to start clearing floor 76 now, what I would want to do is go and speak to this guy over here by this quest board. So if you speak to him, you can accept quests. I'm not going to accept them on this video because I do want to do a video specifically dedicated to clearing one floor. So you can pick up various different side missions here, and you will need to do side missions for each floor that you want to clear, because otherwise you won't be able to take on the floor boss. So it's worth picking up the side missions before venturing into any new floor. Because if I bring up this, let's just have a look. I can't actually, there we go, guilds. So you can see here, for example, it says in the left-hand corner on this floor clearing data sheet that we need to complete a girl's a girl's wish, which is a side mission. We also need to defeat an NM Crimson Spinner, so that's like kind of like a mini boss. And we need to raise the assault team strength. So to tell what strength level you're at, you want to look on the right hand side of this data sheet. See the pie chart? If you look just below the pie chart, you'll see strength 751 points. So I'm just shy of 755 points, so I only need to do a bit more leveling. And people have asked me this before. They have said, do you need to level up members of the assault team? Yes and no, really. Obviously it's handy to level up Asana and other main females that you're going to be using, but to be honest, I didn't bother doing any of the little side missions that you can do to level up other members that aren't like main characters. I just leveled up Kirito and whoever else, you know, one of the females. And I was always strong enough to take on the floor boss. Also, you can see on this data sheet who is left alive. So we've got 109 manpower, 4 elite, 3 excluded and 0 dead. There is actually a trophy for making sure that nobody dies in the assault team, guys. So make sure you pay attention to everybody's health during combat. And if you want to locate the floor boss, obviously you have to venture into the floor in question and just progress through, and you will locate it, and then you can teleport back to Sofia, talk to everybody, and then go take on the floor boss. Don't worry, I will be doing an episode dedicated to that, although I've covered it already in my walkthrough, but still, I think it's worth doing. So, now that we've spoke about that, let's have another look around. We've got various different, like, stalls set up, but most of them, like the little ones dotted about, you can't even interact with. They're just there to make it feel more lifelike and filled with people. So, if we wanted to exit onto floor 76, we could just leave through this door here and go out into the field. And then once we've completed floor 76, we will need to use the teleport gate to go up a level. So you can't just like run out there and go up each level through this door. You need to use the teleport gate. This is just for floor 76, this door over here. So, which I will show in another episode, probably in the next one. Anyway, let's go through here. So this should be Trader's Way, I believe. Yep, Trader's Way. So here we've got some shops. Again, some of them you can't even interact with. You'll know if you can interact with them because if you just stand near the clerk manning the shop, it should say action above their head and you should be able to interact with them, but obviously we can't, so never mind. Right, okay, so over here, this is Lizbeth Shop. Now this is going to be very important. You can enhance your weapons and create new weapons here. So if I just interact with the clerk, I shall show you. So she's talking about gems here. So to enhance weapons you need ores and gems, so just make sure you're finding those while you're out in the field. They're pretty easy to find, to be honest. Okay, so this is the menu here. We've got Restore, Forge, and Enhance. So Enhance, hand over a weapon and a special ore to have it enhanced. Forge, have a new weapon made. Restore, hand over materials to restore weapons number of enhancements. So if I were to go over to Enhance, I've only got 2 weapons right now, both of which are corrupted. As you can see, I've made 1+1 already. So if I go over to the Dark Repulsor, and I press X, we've got all different ones we can do here, and you can see what it's adding on the bottom of the screen. So strength, obviously strength, vitality, dex, agility, accuracy, evade, and critical. And you can also see Lizbeth's success rate. Now, to increase Lizbeth's success rate, you need to level her up and just progress through the story. But basically, the more powerful you enhance, or should I say, the more you enhance your weapon, the lower the success rate will be. So you want to keep leveling up Liz and progressing through the story to make that success rate higher. So if I were to just select strength and we're doing the Dark Repulsor, let's see if she is successful. It's only got a 50% chance. Yep, you can tell she was successful because she'll be smiling. If she's not smiling, then you know she's done fucked up. So I'm not going to enhance those anymore. Forging actually costs a lot of ore. So here we go, including material costs for forging a weapon, that'll be, oh my god, is that the price okay? Is that price okay with you? Fine with me. But it does cost a lot of ores to do, guys, and to be honest, the weapons I've forged haven't been that great. Again, I keep saying it, but the best weapons I've found are from the hollow area. Restoring does exactly what it says, because if I go over to my weapon again, you can see in the bottom right hand side of the screen it says limit 9, which means I can enhance it 9 times, and after those 9 times I cannot enhance it anymore. But if I were to restore it, it would reset that number, and it means I can carry on enhancing, so that's what that's for. So now that we've been to Lizbeth Shop, let's carry on looking around town. So again, over here, we can buy some bread, and this is actually something you can use to raise affection or affinity level with the females that you're traveling with, so let's just buy one. See? She was delighted, so that was a good sign. Okay, so over here we have a lady who sells healing items, SP potions, and teleport crystals. Teleport crystals are really expensive, guys, so just bear that in mind at the start of the game because it will chin you if you try to buy some. But luckily the game is quite generous. You're able to find quite a few teleport crystals in the field while floor clearing. You can also sell stuff here as well, guys. Over here we have a lady who sells armor, and we also have a lady who sells weapons. I think these will get updated over time as you progress through the floors, but again, each floor does have its own armor and weapons shop, so I advise looking through them as well. But to begin with, at the start of the game, these two ladies have pretty basic armor and weapons, but you may find something more to your liking in the shop, so just check out the stats of those if you wish. And that's about it for this area. Again, loads of stalls that don't really have much. I don't remember this being here. Maybe it was. And I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so let's go through here. So this is the town square. This was actually a spot that suffered from quite bad frame rate drops on the PlayStation Vita version. I mean, I can't really tell right now, but it seems to be okay on the PlayStation 4, and you would expect that as well. Okay, so this is actually a good spot to raise affection by the fountain. So if you want to talk to one of your females, I advise coming here and sitting on the bench and chatting with them. It's a really good spot. And then after that, take them to your bedroom when you've raised them a few levels, maybe level 2 or more, I recommend, and then take them to the bedroom. At least from my experience, that was the best way of doing things, because it's really easy to raise their affection towards you when you're in your bedroom, because they see it as being naughty and a bit cheeky, don't they? So yeah, if we go over here, this is also another good spot because it's like being on a date, because you can sit down. Come on, Asana, sit down. And you can start up a conversation if you wish. And also, guys, if you want to team up with a certain female player, all you need to do is bring up your menu using the options button, go to friends, and you can track where the ladies are, or, you know, Klein, anyone for that matter on your friends list. You can track where they are by just hovering over their name, and then you can see it on the right hand side of the screen there that it will tell you where they are. So Asana, 76th floor, town square, Silica, 76th floor, teleport gate, and you get the idea basically. And you can also see from this menu their affinity level, so their affection level. So you can see Asana is the 3rd rank, Shalika is rank 2, so this is another way of checking their affection level as well. So there are pillow talk, sexy bed scenes for all of the main females. Unfortunately, there isn't one for Klein. I know most of you guys will be gutted about that, but I'm sorry, there isn't one for Klein. Again, there is one for Shreya and Shannon as well, but there isn't any of those pillow talk bed scenes for like non-important characters, so like this Coco person. There's even one for Philia as well. And apparently I've been told there's one for Argo, but I didn't do that one in my playthrough, so maybe I'll give that a go, who knows. Okay, so now we're gonna have a look at A-Gills. So as I spoke about earlier, this is basically your hub. You're gonna have a lot of cutscenes in here. And again, this is another place good to take your lady friend and have chats with, because it's quite romantic, except A-Gill watching you over there, the pervert he is. And we can go upstairs into our bedroom. We can do a few things inside here. So we've got the bed, which we can rest until evening. So this can be used for certain events. Certain events will say meet so-and-so at night, or, you know, for certain quests. While floor clearing, you may have to do something at night, so you will need to come back to your room and rest until evening, or rest until morning if you need to do stuff in the day. So this is where you can come to do that. We've got our desk over here, which we can change our avatar or return to the title screen, so we don't need to do anything like that at the moment. And also, if we go over to this wardrobe, we can sort out our items once again. So let's have a look at my main menu. So on here, I did briefly go through this before, but I'm going to go through it again. So we've got equipment. This is equipment for your character, so Kirito, or in my case, a GGK. We can change equipment here. all you need to do is press X and then change your equipment. Obviously I don't have anything else right now, so there's no point in me doing that. On the left hand side we can see the stats as well, so just pay attention to that when switching equipment, because sometimes it can make you weaker or stronger, or depending on what build you're going for, you will need to pay attention to those stats on the left hand side. We can also see the experience bar on the bottom there as well, which is really handy to know when we're next going to level up, and at the moment I'm level 100. So skills, again, I've briefly gone over this, but this is the skill tree. We can equip various different weapons from this, and if you press X, actually I don't want to spend points yet, if you press X over them you can see what moves you can learn from each level. So that's level 2, level 1. So obviously you want to spend your points on whatever you're using at the time. So since I've got some points right now, I may as well spend them. Let's have a look. Improves entire party's chances of performing double auto attacks. Recovers a set amount of HP for the entire party, so that's a really good one to have for floor clearing, so I recommend getting that as soon as you can. No, I'm not going to equip it just now. Muted Edge. Shortens attack delay and increases weapons auto attack by 2. I'm going to learn this one. So your skill palette is pretty limited. As you can see here, you can actually reorganize these, so you don't have to have it the way it's set up now. So if I just press X, I can switch those two around, so there we go. So if you've got certain skills you use more, I advise putting them at the top of this battle skill list, simply because the normal skill palettes you can see on the left hand side and the right hand side, obviously you can only have 4 per palette, so it is very limited. So you are going to find yourself coming to this large skill list, so you want to have it organized you know, the way it suits you basically, so it's easier to use. Again, you can do this with items as well. You can also put these on your skill palettes if you want quick access to items. And the same with sword skills, you can switch the sword skills around as well, if you wish. So I'm just going to do that so that they're all in order, although I do have all of them equipped at the moment. So just remember to come here and organise this so that it's easier for you to use in battle. One thing I will say is that I prefer Lost Song in that respect, because I find it a bit annoying having to come to this large menu and select skills and stuff, and this is what will use your SP, by the way. You can see in the bottom right hand side of the grey section it says SP costs 25. Since sword skills don't take SP anymore, what is going to spend your SP is some of these battle skills. Some of them don't cost anything, but some of them will cost quite a bit, so just bear that in mind. Like healing does cost 50 SP. So if we just scroll down, there's a heck of a lot of skills you can learn, by the way. And some of them are tied to using your points in the various different weapons that you can equip. So if I go back over to, for example, if I were to use a one-handed sword, there's going to be skills in this tree that correspond to using a shield and stuff. So obviously you're not going to be using a shield skill if you're not using a sword and shield, are you? So bear that in mind as well. It's just a case of looking through and figuring out what weapon you want to use during your playthrough, and seeing what best suits you. Obviously you can only unlock certain skills by, you know, for example, I won't be able to get this fortitude one unless I reached level 5 with one-handed sword skill. So again, you need to work out what you want to use. We've got items from the main menu, self-explanatory really. You can sort them out and reorganise them and whatnot. Something I will say though, guys, is when you get there is a trophy for getting the last hit bonus for floor clearing. Now what that means is Kirito needs to do the final blow of the boss. You will know you've done that because there will be a screen at the end of the fight and it will say last hit reward and it should say Kirito. Now if you do not guess the last hit reward, you will not get the item for that floor. And if you don't get it at that point, you can just press the PlayStation button and exit the game and re-enter, and it will load you back into Arc Sofia before selecting to go and fight that floor boss. So you will have to defeat the boss again, but if you want the trophy for getting all of the last hit rewards, you need to make sure that you get that last strike and get the item. And also guys, if I just go over to the trophy, there's trophies for each floor boss as well, and if I scroll down, try and find it, obtain all last attacking bonuses, yep, and I think it's either for this trophy or another one that might be hidden, but on the Asian English subtitle version that I played, it was basically that you had to make sure that every time you obtained a piece of equipment, whether it's a weapon, armor, or, you know, ring or anything like that as a last hit reward, you need to make sure that you do not sell it. Whatever you do, don't sell it because it is linked to the trophy. I don't know if it's the same on this PlayStation 4 version, but on the Asian English subtitled version, I didn't get that trophy because I sold some of the last attacking bonus items. So just make sure you don't do that just in case, because if you do want that trophy, you'll have to start a new game just to get it if you've ended up selling things in the past. So that's something to bear in mind anyway. We've got event items, so any key items from there. Asana, so because we kind of like, you can see what stuff she's got on her really, which is handy because now we can see what she's wearing if you want to check her gear. And you can also give her stuff and she will equip whatever's strongest really. We've got some Sachi items here, and we've got DLC, which we don't have any of at the moment. Friends list, I've already gone through this. Your friends list will increase as you progress through the game as well, guys. So you will get a lot more friends than this, and you can see messages. So if I go to this one, she is asking me to help level her up. So it tells me the destination, 76th floor, Zephyr Way, so she's out in the field, so if I wanted to help her with that quest, I could. And if you come across these players asking for help out in the field, they will have the exclamation mark above their head, so it's a good way of spotting them out in the field as well. I'll probably go over that when we start doing another gameplay video with the floor clearing. Guilds, I've already gone through this. Quests, we don't have any. Map, I can't access from here. Hollow map. So this is the hollow map, which seems to have been cleared up actually. It looks a lot nicer and easier to navigate, which is good, because it was a bit complicated. But then if it has, which it does, online multiplayer, it is better that it has been cleared up. And it actually looks different as well from what I can see. So you can zoom in on places. Then we've got implementations, which are linked to the hollow area. So these are things you can activate and try to accomplish within the hollow area. And it will give you certain things. So if we look at this one. So what do we need to do? Mission rank 1 or higher. So we only need to do that one time. It will tell you in the top right hand corner how many times you need to do it. So this one needs to be 40 times. And it says that you need to do it on a mission rank 1 or higher. So from this menu you can actually select this hollow mission and activate it. So while in the hollow area, you want to make sure you're doing these because there are quite a lot, and it does give you really good boosts as well. So they are worth doing. And I'm pretty sure there's a trophy that's linked to these as well. And then we've got settings, music level, sound effects, voice volume. We do not have the option for English voices, guys. It is Japanese voiced. Voice sound effects, cutscene volume, we've got camera, and we've also got text speed. So I think I've gone over everything in town right now. So on the next gameplay video, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to venture into floor 76 and just talk about a few things to do with floor clearing, and I'm most likely going to film the boss fight for floor 76 as well. And I wanted to say a big thank you to one of the people that commented on gameplay video 1. They have told me that the floor bosses have changed, like some of them have changed from the PlayStation Vita version to this version. So what I might do is, like, I'll either film every single floor boss, but not like the whole process of clearing the floor, just the floor boss, or I'll just film the new floor bosses as well. So, because that is new content in this game, and I did say I want to cover that. So if you have any questions about the things I've spoken about in this gameplay video, just leave them in the comments section, and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for more Sword Art Online RE Hollow Fragment, guys.